Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Molly. I'm the founder, owner, operator, everything for Lacquer 22, small nail polish company. Today though, we're talking about longing. This is the newest Blend Bunny palette and oh my god, is she not beautiful? Is she not gorgeous? I saw this and I fell in love with it. This is very sad and somber, but it's also a little bit grungy and I'm digging it a lot. I do want to compare it to a couple of other Blend Bunny palettes just really fast. Before we compare, I do want to point out that there are a couple of shades in here that are not eye safe. That personally does not matter to me, but it might matter to you. So we have a Twist of Fate, Dear Diary, and Pleading. So the purple pastel, the grayish pastel, and then the mid-tone purple as well. We have Old Photographs, which is the mid-tone gray. We have, where did it go? Oh, Take Me Back, the darkest purple here. And then Remorse, When It Rains, and Love Letters. So all of those shades are not considered eye safe. There's plenty of reasons why that could be. Again, doesn't really bother me, doesn't really concern me, but it might concern you, so it's just something to be mindful of. With that, let's compare. Okay, so the first palette I want to compare to is just for size comparison. Longing and Lure are the same size. They are both 24 shades. Very different. Well, maybe not very different. I guess Lure is just more of a vibrant palette than Longing is. They're the same shades. They have the same amount of, no, the same size with the same amount of shades. And then I wanted to compare it to All Done Up as well. So this is All Done Up and this is Longing. To me, these are the same palette, just warm tone, cool toned, and I actually really love that idea. I will say I don't feel like Longing needs to be this big, but that's kind of a perpetual feeling I have towards Blend Bunny. I just feel like everything is huge, and I know they're catered to working makeup artists, so we need to have more shades. I feel like All Done Up is the perfect size. This is what I wish all Blend Bunny palettes were size-wise. I really love the size, the amount of pans in All Done Up. Lure is just one row more, so I feel like we could have edited it down, but it is what it is. It's still gorgeous. The shimmers in here look beautiful so far. So let's go ahead, stop talking, and start getting into the looks. I'm going to be doing two, one on one eye, one on the other. Let's get into it. Okay, so we are zoomed in, we're primed, we're ready to go. The first look that I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take the purple shades right here, have those two be the outer corner, and then jump all the way over here to Star-Crossed and have that be the inner part of the lid. I really love a purple and green combo, and while it's not quite green, it is getting there. So I'm gonna kind of mix and match those a little bit, and then the shimmers I'm kind of undecided still, so we'll play that by ear. But let's go ahead and hop in. I'm gonna take a pretty dense brush and dip into Take Me Back, which is the darkest purple right there, and that is gonna go on the outer lid. I'm super excited for these purples because I love a muted, toned down purple so much. I feel like they're so pretty and you just don't happen upon them super often. So I'm really happy that they are in this palette. Okay, I have a good base layer of Take Me Back. Now I'm going to take Pleading, which is the mid-tone purple right there. Just kind of smoke it out a little bit. And I am using the same brush. Okay, I'm really loving that shape that we have right now. I'm gonna find a fluffy brush. Really, stop biting on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Star-Crossed. It's kind of like an olivey like a really light olive, and I'm gonna dip into that and put that on the inner part of the lid. Okay, because these are more muted shades, it's a little hard to see the contrast there because they're not super bright with what colors they are. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I'm gonna go into my NYX glitter primer, glitter glue, that I'm almost out of. I feel like I've been saying that for 2 months though. One of these days I'll actually run out. And I'm just gonna put that everywhere on the lid, and then also bring it up a little bit. For the shimmers, I'm gonna take the Olive Row shimmer called Remorse, and that's gonna be the majority of the shimmers. And then I'm gonna take, trying to decide between Remember and All That's Left. I think I'm gonna do All That's Left more on the inner part of the lid, and we'll see how that goes. So I've got Remorse on one finger and All That's Left on the other, starting with Remorse. These shimmers are what I love in a shimmer. So this is more of like a topper kind, I mean it's not a topper, but it has kind of that topper vibe to it. These have more of a base color that has a different color for the actual shimmer, if that makes any sense at all. And I love that. So Remorse is Remorse has a pretty dark base to it. So unfortunately you can kind of see that line, but that's okay. But then it has such a beautiful olive shift that oh, that is just so pretty. And I feel like the dark base of Remorse is blending in fairly well to Take Me Back and Pleading, the purples. Bring those shimmers up a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go back in and kind of solidify Take Me Back and Pleading. Make sure it's blended into the shimmers. I'm gonna take the fluffy brush, kind of wipe it off on my arm a little bit. And now I'm gonna go into Twist of Fate, which is the lightest of the purples, and just kind of make sure everything is blended out the way I want it to be without any lines, without any craziness. And I think we're done for that first look for eyeshadow. I'm a fan so far. Okay, so for the second look, I'm gonna do a neutral with a pop of mint. So we're gonna take Stolen Glance and Long Ago. Oop. Stolen Glance and Long Ago, those two in the corner there. That's gonna be our outer corner. And then eventually we'll work our way into Whoa, this bright mint, to be the inner corner. And we will go from there. All right, I'm gonna start with Long Ago, the deepest shade, and just do a little bit here. Okay, and now I'm going in with Stolen Glance, so the one on the middle. This little ring of sunlight is driving me nuts. Just the time of day. Alright, I kind of soiled the brush I was using when I started with Long Ago, so now I'm going to take the lighter shade in the trio called Sonder, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush and put that on the outer corner so it's not just black. Had to pin my bangs back, they're driving me a little nuts. Okay, so I'm liking that blend out. Let me see, I need to find another brush. All right, taking a brush and going into Whoa. Once again, it's that bright mint green right there. The brightest shade in the palette, I would say. And I'm just gonna put that on all the empty space. We have Whoa placed now, and I'm gonna go back in with Stolen Glance, the mid-tone neutral there, and do my normal thing to solidify the outer corner a bit. This is also to help blend the neutrals with the minty shade right there. Because I ended up not using it on the first eye, I'm gonna go in with Remember. It looks like a really icy light blue, or I guess maybe more of a silver, but we're gonna go in with that one everywhere. And I really enjoy that. That's actually making me think of the shade in the Ellis palette that is silver and it doesn't have the color shift to it. I say that because you can still kind of see the mint underneath. I really like that. That's really pretty. Gives a nice little sheen. Kind of looks wet. Going back in with the brush to Stolen Glance and Long Ago to once again solidify that outer corner. And then we will pretty much be done. Okay, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and then we'll come back and talk about my thoughts so far. BRB. Okay, we are back. The rest of my face is done. I finished up my eyes. I'm gonna try another shade of the matte lip cream from Blend Bunny. If you watched my high temp video from Unearthly, that was my most recent upload, I tried the shade Like a Pro. I really love my tease color in this formula, so I bought a couple more when I bought Longing. I am once again not wearing liner and playing a dangerous game. So here is Haunting. To be expected, this is about a similar application as when I used Like a Pro. It's not my best. Not my best. This is a really pretty, like, I would call it more of a berry red, like deep berry red. On the website it says that it's more of a brick leaning, which, I mean, I guess I kind of see it built up, but in the corners of my mouth where there's not as much pigment, it definitely has more of a berry tone to it rather than more of a brown tone, which is fine, but that's not what I was expecting. I want the shade Brick from Joseph Colors, but in a better formula. So that's what I was hoping for, but that's okay. It's still pretty. I'll still definitely get wear out of it, especially in the fall time. But let's talk now about the palette. Okay, so Longing, we have 24 shades in here, all very muted and moody. It's a beautiful palette. I will say, this eye is definitely my favorite because I have the purple mattes with the more olivey shimmer and you can tell more of a difference. This eye just feels like a silver and black smoky eye to me, which I don't love. It's not bad. The products didn't perform poorly. That's just not my jam on myself. I'm not going for a Hollywood look. I really enjoy the colors in here. I feel like this palette is going to be more of one of those that you kind of have to stay in your color family for. I don't feel like there's enough saturation in these tones to where you can mix and match and it's obvious. I feel like they kind of blend into each other, unless you want to do maybe the blue or teal with the purple, then that might show through a little bit more. But even this Woe shade, you could see it, but it definitely wasn't punchy. But I don't think that's the intention for this palette. I think this palette is meant to be kind of dreary, you know? And I definitely get that. There was a couple pictures that got posted. Oh my god, the sunlight right now is killing me. There were a couple pictures that Maggie posted that I saw it and I just instantly felt different. And I felt sad, and her goal was achieved. We can just say that. So it definitely works. I don't feel like you can be as mix and matchy as you can with a lot of the other palettes just because there's not as much saturation in here, but again, I think that's the intention. The shimmers that I used, very pretty, very soft. Well, maybe not soft, some of them have more of a texture to them, which I don't mind. I actually prefer that, and I think they're just absolutely beautiful. I will definitely be digging into more of those duochromes the next time I use this palette. I feel like this palette is going to be absolutely perfect for those days where I am just not ready for work. I don't want to go. I want to wear eyeshadow, but I don't know what I want to wear, but I also don't want to think about it too much. I think this palette is going to check all of those boxes. And I feel like it'll make me feel a lot more put together than I was feeling like I would get to be. I think she did a really good job with this. Again, I wish it was just like one shorter. If we took out this blue-ish row, I feel like we could kind of get those colors by mixing the green and the grays together. So I think we could have squished it into all done up size, or even one of the neutral, more neutral rows we could have taken away. But that's nitpicky and that's fine. I really enjoy this palette. So far so good. Obviously I haven't used all of the shades. I used 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I used 9 of the 24, fairly close to half. I enjoy it so far. It's the typical Blend Bunny formula quality. Shimmers I think are they just keep getting better, so I'm super happy for her for that. I'm a fan. That's all I've got. Let me know if you picked it up. Let me know if you have it, if you love it yet. And I will see you later. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.